Okay, so you might be thinking, like, I hate this job. I have totally been there. But what am I going to do? Like, I need to make money. I need to, like, buy my kids stuff. I need to buy myself stuff. Like, not need to. I want to. I want to eat. I want to eat healthy stuff. Like, what do I do? So I can only share with you my experience. Sometimes it's tempting to, like, want to be some perfect person at something, but it's not realistic. But I can share with you what I'm doing and, like, what's working and, like, how I got there. I leaned into, like, who I am. So think about who you are, what you've done, maybe even write it down, the things that you're good at, maybe things that you maybe are not great at, that you've done though, like you have experience at and you can get good, great, or better at. So what I did was I started sewing when I was like maybe somewhere 15, 16 years old. I got a job at a boutique and the lady couldn't pay me. She couldn't pay me in cash, which as I think about it now, like that was maybe 15 years ago. Whole different, like the world was so different. Everything's not like digital as it is now, and still people, women, mothers found a way to like live out their passions, make a little money, help people and help their kids, whatever. I worked for a lady. She couldn't pay me in like cash and all the things, so she just paid me in merchandise. I was a young girl. It was fine. Like I was a young girl. I liked merchandise. I liked nice designer jeans and to accessorize. And while I was there, I picked up some great habits. She was a God-fearing woman. We prayed over her store every day. She was very crafty. She would paint. She had murals. Her daughter painted and stuff like that. She sewed. So I learned to sew with her because she would make some alterations at her store. She sold some designer things, but she would make alterations. And so I learned to sew. I learned, like customer service in the way, like I was so young. And that's why I say, even if there's things like, you're not like, oh, I was great at that. I was good at that. I wasn't wonderful at like being 16 years old and selling clothes to people. I probably had very few people skills. But now that I'm more mature and I have a lot more life experience, I can make those okay things, good things, great and better. So that's what I did. Now I sew. I do sew now, and I go to markets and I have an online store and things like that. And that helps to supplement for those things that I want and need, as well as getting my debt down. That really helped make lots of things possible. So that, and then what else? Oh, my grandfather has been an entrepreneur since he was probably about, I would say 30 years old. He built his first home. He then built several other properties, got into like buying some properties too. And then he ultimately also for like 20 years of his life or 20 plus years of his life ran a local detail shop. And so he did that. So I was around that growing up. I was around like people skills and customer service and like all that thing, because it was like in a smaller area, very nice cars. Like I was able to like see a lot of vehicles that I couldn't afford at the time, that maybe like my family couldn't even afford at the time, but I was able to see like these nice cars and the people that drive them and like what they do and how they talk to you and stuff like that. So I leaned back into that experience, wanting to like get out of debt and like get on my yellow brick road and make things possible. I look, I don't want to get anybody in the background that's like lurking. I got out of debt, and then we were blessed with an opportunity to relocate, and we were able to rent our home out. So I leaned into all those skills and conversations that I picked up passively. This is not even something to where I was like, I'm going to leave my nursing job and I'm going to be a real estate person. It's not. It's just something that like through osmosis. Okay, so maybe that's how you can like do stuff or raise your kids or whatever, and how I'm trying to raise my kids through some diffusion osmosis. But I did. So reading those books and all these things and just reflecting back on who I am and my experiences and things I've seen and been good at, I just kind of like morphed into this person. And so we got the opportunity to relocate for my husband's job, and then we were able to, the opportunity came open for us to rent our house out, which is something I had been silently wanting to do, to like dip my toes into real estate and that whole like entrepreneurship thing. And I didn't press the issue, and it came available, and my husband's like, hey, we got to go here. And I was like, oh cool, I'm going to do all the things for the house. Like, obviously he helped me, and like it was a whole family affair getting our home ready to rent out, but the nitty gritty, the sourcing, the contracts and all that stuff, I figured that out. Like I did it, and I leaned on my granddad's experience, but like he's the kind where it's like, I will teach you to fish, I will not like bring the fish to you. So I was able to do that. And so now our home is rented out now for just about a year, and I have picked up doing some property management for my granddad. And so, yeah, I've learned a lot. I'm still learning a lot, and those are ways to which I've been able to make my dreams come true as far as staying home, homeschooling my kids, and all those things. So even if those aren't your exact goals, your exact skill set, there are things in your life that you have done that you're okay at, good at, can get better at, want to explore again, that you can do to make money and to make yourself happy, because not only do I generate income through those things, I'm also a happier person. I'm a more helpful person. Not to say I wasn't happy or helpful before, but it was like sparingly. Now I feel a lot better, and I want to share that. So just think about, like brainstorm, like make your list, even if it's not like, even if you don't go directly to the things like, oh, I was good at this and good at that, just make a list of every single thing you've done. And then, you know what? Put it in the comments below, or I need to put like an email out or something. Email me your list, so that you just make a list of maybe ever since you started working, whether you started working at 14, 15, or 16, even if you weren't making money. Like I wasn't making money at my first job, but I learned a skill set and people skills that I now use today, and I'm so grateful for. So make that list, email it to me if you want to. I'm going to definitely, hopefully, try to leave a good email down below and send it to me. And then I'll be like, hey, I think this is good. Or like, what do you do now? And maybe try to like link that together. But anyways, I'm gonna go and get the dog food. All right, I just thought I'd share that.